Going on to you Geminis out here. Hope y'all are having a great day. It is cold in New York City, so it's gonna be cold for the next couple of days. So got this sweater on, y'all, because it's cold. I ain't even gonna lie. For springtime, you got people wearing jackets, like heavy duty jackets. It's crazy. But anyway, so for you Geminis, you have the Eight of Raphael, the Eight of Michael, and then you have the Ten of Raphael. So a lot of you Geminis, let's see. And I am going to get different cards for sure, right? Uh, I just love these. So for you Geminis, and y'all gave me the most views, um, you have two eight cards right next to each other, the Eight of Raphael and the Eight of Michael. So these two cards right here speaks to how you Geminis ultimately are really in a situation where like a lot of you are right, and then the Ten of Raphael, a lot of you Geminis are really content with where you are and where you're going in life. The Ten of Raphael speaks to a lot of enjoying your life, a lot of fulfillment. You know, you feeling like you're not really missing out on anything because the stuff that it is that you Geminis are doing now, the stuff that you've been wanting to do for a long time. So I just see how a lot of you Geminis are not really upset or looking at your life like what exactly is going on. You Geminis just understand that, not everybody can go. Like Nipsey Hussle used to say, not everybody's gonna be able to go with you. Especially, you doing your thing, you living your life, you start getting closer to the Most High and all of that, right? I.e., your soul. People don't know how to. A lot of people don't know how to engage with that. And I've talked about this. I was talking about this behind closed doors, right, in a private reading, without getting in too deep into it, of course. But I was basically telling the person like, you know, but it's nothing that you haven't heard. Like, and I've talked about this. You get to a point where you become so spiritually inclined, like people can't hang around you if they are dysfunctional. They can't do it. They literally can't do it. Like people used to, like for instance, people used to hang out with me for a month before they showed me how wild they were. Like first and foremost, it used to be 6 months. Okay, the whole timeline. It used to be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months before they showed me how wild they were. Then it became 2 months. Then it became 1 month. Then 3 weeks. Then 2 weeks. Then 1 week. Then one day. Then minutes. Then one day. Then hours. Then minutes. Like some people literally, even still to this day, see me, they decide to write me off. Some people, it's not very long after me getting to know them or me first asking them questions and meeting them that I realize, oh, okay, I can't rock with them. They decide that they don't want to contact me. And like a lot of you Geminis on the low, well, a lot of you Geminis have been asking me like, what's up? Why is it that people move like that? And I'm trying to tell you, because they spiritually turned off by you because you getting too good. That's the problem, you know? And like y'all don't really be understanding, like this is like, this is real. Like spirituality is real. When you do good things and you strive to be a decent person, there's a level of protection that comes with that. Where like when people see your goodness, see people are turned off by the goodness. When they see your goodness, they're gonna do this. They're gonna be like, nah, I can't. That's what they're gonna do because they're turned off by the goodness. You feel me? And I don't want y'all to think I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just passionate and I'm on to something, Let me cook. So they turned off by the goodness. So because they turned off by the goodness, they can't hang around you. They can't do it because it's either that, or if they do hang around you for long periods of time, they start to do little like betrayals. They start to do all kind of betrayals and, goofy stuff where they start to like they start to do things that let you know that they are a turncoat, they're untrustworthy. And this is what I mean, right? To prove my point further, the ace of the sun card and the ace of Raphael. The sun card, good stuff, good magic, good stuff, good, blessings, good things happening to you, right? Right? The attention is on you because good stuff is happening to you, right? You're paying attention to yourself, but you're paying attention to yourself in a good way, right? Like, and, people who get themselves into real dysfunctional situations, they'll say, I should have been paying attention to myself. Yeah, but you're paying attention to yourself, but also you're learning how to give back, or you are giving back, or, excuse me, when you do give back, it's coming from a place of self-love, extending it to another person. You understand how difficult life can be, and you want to ease another person's discomfort. The human condition is a MF. It's a mug, right? And so because all of this good stuff, right? And I'm not, and this goes way further than, some people say karma, but this goes way further. This is way over karma's head, because this is way beyond karma. This is really about controlling the universe. A lot of times, people think I'm losing it at this point. No, I know what I'm talking about, right? It's really about, it's bigger than karma. It's bigger than karma. It's about the goodness is a form of magic. The goodness is a form of protection. It's a jacket. It's clothes. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like the bat suit, but in this time, it's covering even the weak spots. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm saying that the goodness is because it's keeping you away from weirdos. Not only that too, but your purity, your goodness, like to kind of give you Geminis a point and move forward, right? To kind of give y'all more understanding. It's kind of like horror movies, right? It's kind of like a horror movie, and how it is that like you'll have the final person, like the people. There's in most horror movies you have people who survive by the end of the movie. Why do they survive? It's their goodness. Their goodness is what keeps them alive. Why is that in horror movies the other ones end up getting deleted, right? It's because, right, when you pay attention to it, Jamie Kennedy, I think, the comedian, I think that's his name, said it in the Scream movie. The drinking, the boozing, the philandering, that puts a soil on it. That adds impurities to you, right? You either gotta live an alternative lifestyle, be a virgin, or have some general level of goodness to you. Sidney Prescott, why does she end up always surviving in the movies? Because of her goodness. She's striving to do the right thing. She's not a perfect person, but that's what makes her perfect. The fact that no one is perfect. So she ends up always winning. Why? Because it's her goodness that has her goodness, and her preparedness is what has her always ended up being the survivor. And that's that kind of goodness, that form of protection. That's what it is I'm talking about with you Geminis, right? Your holy guardian angel, the King of Raphael, the Eight of Gabriel, excuse me, and the Nine of Michael speaks to how it is that you Geminis, like I said, so your goodness is really bringing and drawing good things to you, right? Good stuff, good things. Not a lot of foolishness happening to you. More of what's happening to you is what you want, and less of what you don't want. And that's how it is that you Geminis like it, right? The King of Raphael, the Eight of Gabriel, and the Nine of Michael. The King of Raphael is about how it is that you Geminis ultimately, and you feel, you generally feel a sense of well-being. Everything is going to work out like it is that I said before. General sense of well-being. Things are moving forward. There's no blockages in the way, right? No kind of serious obstacles that's going to stop you, that's going to put a damper on your plans and stuff like this. The eight of Gabriel, the nine of Michael, and the eight of Gabriel and the nine of Michael both speaks to how it is that you Geminis, and you'll work hard. A lot of you Geminis will continue to work hard, have a job, created a job, created a business, have a job. It doesn't matter. You're going to continue to work hard. You're going to continue to scale your business, or bring the business which you work for, right? Whatever your job is, to bring it more money. A lot of you Geminis are going to learn how to you relate to people well, but you Geminis are going to learn how to relate to people more well, you know, which will bring in more customers. The Justice and the Strength card. The Justice and the Strength card, and that's how things should be. That was corny, but it is what it is, though. It's the truth. It is the truth. But that's how it is that things should be. That's how things should be. Truth be told, because the Justice represents a balance to your life. A balance to your life. There's not a lot of dysfunction and disruptions in the way and happening, and people coming in messing up your life and trying to get you to be thinking about what's going on, and have you Geminis constantly trying to figure out where your next meal is going to come from, and having you worried constantly. It's not any of that. It's you basically getting more of what you want. A lot more silence, a lot more you get to do whatever you want to do. And again, I'm not the moral police. Like, I'm not the most moralistic person in the world. I'm really not. So whatever it is that you Geminis do becoming a better person at it. Again, I'm not the moral police. You feel me? Whatever you do, above the table, under the table, whatever you do, being better at it, enjoying it, enjoying where you are, the Strength card, and just making sure that you are prepared, just making sure that you just are prepared mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, so that when hard times does happen, because they happen to everybody, no exceptions. Trust me, you, everybody. Just being as prepared as possible, but being thankful that you Geminis are in the position that you're in now. Good stuff. Let's clarify the Strength card. The High Priestess, Chariot, Lovers, which is Gemini, so he showed up in your own reading. Empress, and then the Eight of Cups. So to clarify, the Strength card, which is Leo, basically. It's Leo. So the High Priestess, the Chariot, and the Lovers. Now the Lovers is Gemini. So again, good stuff happening. The High Priestess, the Chariot, and the Lovers. And like I said, having people be attracted to you, right? It may not necessarily say anything to you as of yet, or immediately, but, you Geminis are attractive, okay? Like, I'm sure that, finding somebody is not necessarily a difficult thing. You know what I mean? Geminis, a lot of Geminis be looking good. I've met more attractive Gemini women than I have not. At least the ones that I know that are Geminis. I've met a lot of attractive Gemini women that I would look at and I would say, yeah, I would date. I would kick it. Yeah, I would date. I would take seriously. And uh, with that is you have the Empress and the Eight of Cups. So the Empress and the Empress and the Eight of Cups is all about how you Geminis just have to learn to be better discerning. Eight of Cups, patient. Learn, you Geminis, just learn better discernment. Just keeping oddballs away, keeping people that just seem to not really be loyal to you, and their loyalties falter, just away from you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so if you associate with anybody, or you get to know anybody now and in the near future, but really in the future in general, and they just seem to just be faulty, they come around you, they enter into your life, and it just seems like it's always a problem with them, or they just seem like a problem person. Just leave them alone. If you start things off and things is kind of wild with you already, as it is that you Geminis are getting to know them, stay away from them. You know what I mean? That ain't a good look. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're pushing 20,500 subscribers. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all. And also, too, please make sure to come through and get a personal reading. The link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. But if you have my number, if you've gotten a reading from me before, you can just call me, reach out to me on Instagram or wherever it is that we talk, pretty much. However you can reach me, and we'll set something up again. Appreciate you. Peace.